Hey guys, it's Dr. Ty Watts, the Bling Conversation Coach, the billionaires, and I am here to share a great nugget with you on today. I hope you are ready for what we're about to talk about. The subject for today is debt free. Now, before you go and start thinking I'm talking about one area, I want to talk to you from a different perspective about being debt free. I want to talk to you about being debt free in your life. Talking about being debt free emotionally, mentally, and financially. How about that? What would happen if you became debt free in your life? What do you mean? What would happen if you took ownership of who you were and you allowed nothing to come in to be a deficit in your life, but you lived a life to ensure that everything you do came with no balance attached to it? How about that? In other words, I'm being true to me in my life. I'm living a debt-free life. I made a decision a long time ago that I was going to be debt-free in my life. Let's just talk about emotionally, because many of us are emotionally involved with people. If you are human, you're emotionally involved. The politics, you're emotionally involved. Things that are happening in the world just causes you to become emotionally involved. But if not careful, you'll start moving with everything that's going in your life and lose sync of your direction and your purpose. And so I want to challenge you today to really think about, how can I become debt-free emotionally? Who am I giving too much of myself to? No, so you need to get a pen and a piece of paper and write this down. It may seem simple, but you know what? Many of us doesn't understand why we're having setbacks, but the setbacks is because we haven't distinguished who is being a debt to us in the area of emotions. So you need to sit down and write down, who is bringing a emotional debt to me. In other words, they're draining me, but they're not replenishing me. It's one thing to, be in a relationship with someone and, you have a disagreement. That's life. That happens, right? It's another thing when you have a disagreement with someone who doesn't come back to repair you. They leave you in a debt. They leave you in a negative. Oh, you better catch that. They leave you in a negative. And all of your positivity is gone because whoever you had this emotional release with or conversation with or contact with, after the conversation, you were left in debt. You were left feeling empty, feeling broken, feeling like you're not worth nothing. I've been with people that made me feel like I wasn't worth anything. And I could just tell you this, that's the most horrible feeling in the world. But thank God I knew who I was and I was able to work through that debt. Come on. And I was able to cancel that debt and say, I'm going to be free to this emotional assault. That's a strong word, but you know what? Some of us are emotionally assaulted. We're emotionally assaulted because we're confident. We're emotionally assaulted because we're gifted. We're emotionally assaulted because we're talented. And when people can't understand a thing, they tend to destroy a thing. I'm just telling you that. What people can't understand, they try to get rid of. And so I want to challenge you to become debt-free in your emotions. Make an assessment of who's a benefit to you and who's a liability to you. And whoever's on that liability list, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much that's your girl, that's your boy, they might need to be somebody that you become debt-free with. In other words, you were good for my then, you're not good for my now. So that's emotionally debt. Mentally debt. Who got you up all night rambling in your mind? Who is it that make you second guess whether you have the goods or not, whether you're capable or not, whether you have enough talent or not, whether you have enough experience or not? Who is it that's in your psyche? Let me give you an example. You may start out with a great feeling about something. Oh, I feel good about this. I've had those moments where I felt good about something. I felt positive. I felt like, oh, that's it. That's the answer. That's what I have been looking for. And then I discuss it with someone. And then when I discuss it with them, I then become a little like, and I'm starting to second guess myself. I'm becoming unsure, unstable, and what I once was confident about is because I allow somebody to get in my psyche and start messing with my thinking. And once you mess with a person's thinking, you mess with their focus, okay? And then once a person gets your focus, you're going to veer off of what it is that you're supposed to do. So now you need to make that decision to become emotionally and mentally debt-free. I'm not giving you all of me. There are some people who you have conversations with that you don't need to have any more conversations with them. Let me tell you why. You don't have to throw them away. You don't have to get rid of them. Just stop having those kind of conversations, because after you're done with it, you're going to be so drained and so depleted that you're going to be in a debt mentally. So we're getting debt-free emotionally and we're getting debt-free mentally. We have to assess who are among us. I always say this. Identify the 5 people who are influential to you, who you talk to the most. And out of that group, you find out which ones build you and which one tear you down. And you're going to find why you may be delayed or why you are progressing. It does matter who's in your ears. Third thing I want to talk about is being financially debt-free. Come on, somebody. Listen, we want to be debt-free financially. We don't want to owe anybody anything but just love, kindness, and peace, and joy, and happiness. Yes, right? That's all I want to owe you. And so we have to now get a handle on our finances. I'll tell you the truth. You know, with everything that's going on with the president and you know, the IRS is slow and backed up, and then, you know, our government workers were not working and not getting paid. Just a mess, right? And so now there are people who are, you know, worried about, how am I going to get my income tax? Because that's kind of like, you know, the come up moment for people, right? That's your come up time. And so now with everything that's going on, the tax returns or refunds are questionable. You just kind of don't know when they're going to happen. Well, you wouldn't be nervous if you had control of your debt. If you had control of your financial stance and you knew this, and let me say this, and you've been saving, although, yeah, I want my money, but if it doesn't come for the next 2 months, I'm good. You want to get your life to the place where you're not financially controlled by bills, but you control your bills. And then the other thing is, you want to stop making bills. You want to get to that place where it's cash day. And sure, we understand you got to have credit. You know, there are certain things that we use our credit for, and we get that. However, I don't want to live through my credit card, because the interest rate is killing you, and you're paying 3 and 4 times what you brought cost you. We're swiping our credit cards at Taco Bell and McDonald's, which you're paying interest on a burger. So this little $9 burger is really costing you $38, because you got to add the interest on that. See, it's now time for us to start thinking. And we talk about being a boss, being a CEO, being a mogul, being a millionaire, a billionaire, or whatever it is that, you know, your word. But the truth of the matter is, the person who has their finances in control is the person who's in control. So I want to challenge you to make up in your mind, I'm getting debt-free. I'm not just getting debt-free financially, because if I'm debt-free financially, but I'm still bound up in the emotion and mental part, well, you know what? That's going to make me do stuff, you know, I don't need to do. I'm an impulse shopping because I'm an impulse shop because I'm mentally exhausted. I'm emotionally exhausted, right? So we have to understand all of these things kind of connect together. So in order to be successful in all of these areas, you got to put all of these areas in order. So that's my challenge for you today, is to sit down and make the conscious decision. I'm getting debt-free. Debt-free emotionally, debt-free mentally, and debt-free financially. I will owe no man nothing but my beautiful and awesome smile and presence. If you get that, you just started running your world. This is Dr. Ty Watts, the Bling Coach, the Billionaires, with another good nugget. We'll be right back. Some more good stuff. Bye.